So how did you know there was a market for it though? Because everybody's online. So how did you really get in there and be like, all right, cool. This is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to build it because the demand is there in the market.
Great question. So there's a great book by the title Blue Ocean Strategy. Blue Ocean. And Blue Ocean Strategy simply is you want to find a market where it's wide open, there's good opportunity. And a lot of people may think, well, is that doing something that's never been done before? No. By you going into a market, you're not trying to find something that's never been done before. You actually want to find something that has been done before, that is proven, and you solve it in a different way. Bruh, let me say it again.
Yes, I was about to say that one more time because you just completely wrecked somebody right there because everyone is always looking for, well, this has never been done before. Well, if it's never been done before, do you really want to be the first person to do it?
No, you want to be very careful because it's going to take a whole lot of money for you to try to do something that never been done before, right?
Facts,
and
bro.
the Bible even says that there's nothing new under the sun.
Come on,
right?
bro. Yeah.
So let's go back into this, right? If you look at Uber was not doing something new that never been done before. They just did it differently than the way it had already been done, i.e. taxi cabs were already a proven model where people needed to be able to get from one place to the next without having to go buy a car or rent a car, that they can just get in a taxi. Uber came in and said, okay, the problem that I'm solving is to help people go from one place to the next without having to rent or buy a car.
Yes.
All right, how do we do it differently? Instead of it being a taxi drivers, let's get it to where we make it where you have a ride share where you can just ride with somebody who already has a car that they own.
Come on.
They just innovated a new solution.
Come on.
So as you're starting a new business, I began to look at the concept of, okay, at the end of the day, when I look at marriage, relationships was our first focus as a business, was like helping people to have relationships God's way. We saw there were plenty of people that were focused on marriage ministry. Every church had a marriage ministry. Every church was focused on helping couples to have a better relationship. Every place is out here. But what we saw that was missing was, hey, everybody's helping people have great relationships, but they are not focusing on helping people to find the right person. They're more coming in at the place where everyone is having problems and issues after marriage. So we just innovated a new solution. Instead of trying to fix people when the problems start happening, let's fix them before they start having problems. Because we believe that everything that you do before you say I do is preparation for marriage. We simply were solving a problem that was already being solved in a new way. And that's why we became, and this is another concept, find a thing that you can become, quote unquote, category kings at, which means how can I get into a market where I can become the best at it before anyone else and establish myself as category king, i.e. Apple, when they innovated the tablet, right, which basically was the first iPad, because they were first to market, they are now the category king for iPads and for tablets. Everybody else came behind them, Microsoft, Samsung, trying to do what they did.
Facts.
But the reality is that they were the first ones to do it. But they were just solving a problem that's already being solved by taking a computer screen and putting it into a smaller screen. And boom, innovated new solution. So that's that. So as you are a person that's thinking, man, I want to do a business, but I got this idea, but everybody's already doing it. That's great. Just think differently. How do I do it differently?
Man, you know what? That reminds me of my brand. You know, everyone, there's a lot of people out there trying to talk about finances, trying to talk about pay off debt. You know, I would say one of the guys that really stood out is Dave Ramsey, right?
Yes, sir.
And so with me being up underneath his network and his umbrella, I was like, okay, cool. What is my approach? You know, I can't be like Dave because I'm not Dave. I'm younger. I look better. Love you, Dave. I know you're listening. You know, but it's like, okay, how can I help our message get out there? And I was like, yo, I looked at all of our content. A lot of our content are for married couples and a little bit older and a little bit more financially well. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to go back to the people who are like me, younger, single, and may not make the $80,000, $100,000, but they may be making $30,000, $40,000. So how do I help them avoid debt, start building wealth, so by the time they get older, by the time they get married, they're in a healthier place, because we know what's the number one reason for divorces in America? Finances. So if I could be like you, let me catch you before you get married. Let me catch you, or maybe in the beginning stages of your marriage, and let me hip you to, hey, being debt-free, being a tithe giver, going after things you want and living the life that God has given you, that's sexy, that's cool, but let me show you how to do it way before then. So that way, when you get married, you're not having arguments over finances because you've been rocking with your boy Anthony O'Neill. So it goes back to what you're saying. I'm not doing nothing new. I'm looking at what the people before me have done, how they're killing it, how I'm going to remix it and be like, all right, cool. You know what? Being debt-free, that's sexy. You know, I want to make being debt-free and rocking with Jesus Christ sexy. Unlike you, you know, I didn't wait until I got married. I've had my falls. I've made my mistakes. But one thing I'm going to make sure, though, is that when I get married, finances, that's something my wife would not have to struggle with. Because I've been learning, I've been growing, I've been maturing, I've been submitting myself to wise counsel. And I'm like, bro, so I'm with you in that part, man. So for those of you all listening, look at me in this camera right here. Look at me right now in my eyes, all right? Stop trying to be the original. And there's nothing wrong with doing something that's been done, like what Jamal Miller just said. If you want to be a millionaire, just how can you get into this category and put your own spin on it? And it feels original. Because here's the truth. There are some people who will rock with Dave who won't rock with me. There are some people who will rock with me and will not rock with Dave. But they don't get it. If you rocking with either one of us, you rocking with both of us.
You winning. Y'all still winning.